Ever show up at the range and realize you forgot something critical? It really is the worst feeling. So today I'm sharing the must-have gun range essentials for every single shooter, with tips inspired by you guys, the amazing community that has been watching my videos. First on the list is a compact rifle maintenance kit. Now you may be thinking, why would I need such a thing if my rifle is in perfect condition? Well, let me tell you, rifles are precision instruments, and even the smallest bit of dirt or debris can throw off your shot. So, I want you to picture this. You're halfway through your session, your groups are really tight, and suddenly, oh my gosh, your rifle starts misfiring or cycling poorly. So, what do you do? Without the right tools, your day could be over. Quick cleaning tool like a bore snake is really, I believe, a game changer. It is portable and it really is easy to use. And it's perfect for, cleaning barrels in a pinch. A small cleaning rod for tougher situations and patches for wiping down the residue. And of course, always remember a tiny little bottle of oil or other type of lubricant. Please don't forget a multi-tool for tightening screws and fixing those little minor issues on the fly. It really is like having a tiny toolbox in your pocket. You know what? I have personally been saved many times by a multi-tool, and I've literally lost count amount of times that I go to my range bag for my tools. So imagine being at a competition quite a far distance away from your home or even at your local range, and you find a loose screw in your scope rings or even your stock. Well, you know what? The right tool in your bag can address the issues in minutes instead of packing up and heading home. How bad would that be? I remember a time when I thought my rifle really was in a perfectly clean and ready to go state. And you know what? Halfway through the session, I noticed my groups opening up and becoming a lot bigger, and I just couldn't figure out why and what was going on. So without that cleaning kit, it would have been the end of my shooting. It would have been, oh, well, I would have continued shooting, but, the competition's results wouldn't have been the best. So a quick wipe with the bore snake and a quick wipe down with everything else. I was back on target every single time. Now, a lot of the pro Benchrest shooters actually clean their rifles every single round. They might do a string of 5 shots, come off the bench, do a cleaning, and go back. Now, I'm not saying that you guys have to be that pedantic about cleaning your rifles every single time, but it has actually caught me out. So this is why I'm suggesting, adding a small cleaning kit within your bag. So next up, spare tools and accessories. So if you really are serious about shooting and, I want to suggest a small toolkit is one of the smartest investments that you can make. Like a pack of screwdrivers, Allen keys, and even a torque wrench. I personally use a small fix-it kit, and it is extremely lightweight, compact, and it really can save you the world of frustration. Now, I actually use my fix-it kit not only for my firearms, but also like if I have something loose at home that I need to tighten, I actually go to my fix-it kit first rather than going finding my screwdriver set. Now, you may be wondering, why would I need all that if my setup is already dialed in and perfect? But you know what? Here's the truth. Even the most secure looking equipment can come loose after repeated recoil, or even when you're traveling or in and out of the car or moving your rifle around. A single loose screw in your scope rings or stock can completely throw off your accuracy. And without the right tools, you are stuck either packing up your equipment early or trying to improvise trying to use a coin or your car keys, or even trying to ask your mate, like, hey, can I borrow some tools? And you know what? No, that sort of option is not the best, especially when you're under time crunch at a competition. You know what? I'll never forget that one particular session where I was preparing for a competition and I noticed my shots were landing all over the place. And I thought, what is going on? Is it me? Is it, am I pulling the trigger wrong? Maybe I'm not reading the wind correctly. But you know what? After 30 minutes of, pure frustration, I suddenly realized the problem wasn't me. It was actually the scope. The scope rings were slipping, and every time I pulled the trigger, the scope was actually shifting at zero. And I spent ages trying to continuously click up, click down, using the windage knobs. And you know what? That competition was no good because I was continually fighting that scope. If I had my fix-it sticks with me, that problem probably would have been fixed immediately with such easy tools. So here's a practical tip. That's why I recommend packing a small toolkit in your range bag. You know what? It doesn't have to be anything fancy. A simple set of essentials will do. And keep it in a dedicated pouch or a hard case so it really is easy to find when you need it. And you know what? Don't forget to include spares of critical items like screws for your scope rings or mounts, just in case something gets lost or, you know what, gets that screw stripped. Now, this comes in particular handy when you're traveling far distances. Now that we've got that covered, tools to keep your gear in top shape, I want to talk about the essentials that you need to do to keep your session running smoothly, starting with extras like magazines and ammunition. Don't underestimate their importance. Let's talk about ammunition and magazines. It might seem obvious, but honestly, it is worth repeating. I am going to say this a lot. Always bring a lot of ammunition, more than you think you need. Plus, plans can change really quickly at the range. Maybe, you know what, you decide to shoot a little bit longer, or you might want to test some different loads for accuracy. Running out of ammunition halfway through your session is a surefire way to cut the day short and leave you feeling very, very frustrated. Here's the trick. Just don't throw your ammunition in the bag and forget about it. Keep it organized in labels, boxes, or something like that. This way, then you can easily grab what you need without wasting time searching, through a cluttered bag. If you're testing different brands or loads, keeping them in separate containers really helps you avoid those mix-ups. So before we move on, I want to give a huge shout out to all the amazing responses on my recent community post. I asked you all, what is the one thing that every range bag must have? And the answers were simply incredible. From Mossy, trusty staple gun. Yes, that's right. And Chris Lang, essential screwdriver set. And even Doug, fix it sticks, you've shared. So, you know what? I agree 100% there with you, Doug. Fix it sticks are really a great accessory. And I just want to say I'm always blown away by the knowledge and experience that all you guys bring to the conversation. And if you didn't get a chance to share your thoughts on that particular community post, don't worry, I'm always posting new questions and topics in the community tab. So make sure you check it out and join the conversation. You know what? Who knows? Your tip might just end up in one of my videos. So let's talk about an item that often gets overlooked, but it is absolutely critical. You know what? It's called a first aid kit. Shooting sports are generally safe, but you know what? Sadly, accidents can happen. Have you ever gotten a nasty cut or burn and realized that you didn't have anything to treat it? That's why being prepared is so, so important. I want you to consider something else. Some outdoor ranges or remote shooting locations don't actually have phone reception. A lot of the ranges that I go to personally, as soon as you drive onto that land, no more reception. And you want to make sure that you have everything dialed in. So if an accident happens, you might not be able to call for help immediately. So having a first aid kit on hand and knowing how to use it can make the difference in those critical moments. Oh, yeah, I've seen shooters get minor injuries like cutting themselves while adjusting the gear or getting nicked by sharp objects on tools. And you know what? You see them scramble around trying to borrow supplies. And I've actually been that person myself. Like I've actually bumped my leg on something sharp, and a bit of blood comes out, and I had to ask somebody to help me. So trust me, having your own first aid kit means that you can handle those issues quickly and get back enjoying your range time without interruption. And if you're first aid trained, you are actually better prepared to handle emergencies, not only just for yourself, but everybody at the range. It really is a skill that I highly encourage every single shooter to consider. It could actually save a life. And hey, honestly, I even have my first aid kit and my CPR. I think it is the most important skill that everybody can get. By the way, if you're finding these tips helpful, please consider subscribing. You never miss any practical advice like this. And, for exclusive content, behind the scenes, and other updates, and even early access to new videos, please check out my channel memberships options. So what about you? Do you already have a first aid kit in your bag? Let me know in the comments and what it includes. I'd actually really love to hear what everybody has. And if you are first aid trained, please, share in the comments how that has helped you at a range. And you know what? You actually might inspire somebody else to learn. Stapler. Yes, that's right. Stapler and target supplies. Imagine showing up the range and you're ready to shoot, only to find that target stands are empty or even worse, broken. Oh, it's frustrating, right? That's why having your own stapler and a stash of extra targets is a must for every single shooter. So a good quality stapler is lightweight and fits easily into your bag. Pack plenty of spare staples as well. Don't forget your staples. You don't want to run out halfway through setting up. For rangers without target stands, or if you're shooting in the field, binder clips or even a portable target stand are excellent to have on hand. They're versatile and make setup really, really quick and easy. I can't count the amount of times that I've seen shooters waiting around for somebody to finish using the range stapler, or even worse, trying to improvise with tape and zip ties that don't hold up anything in windy conditions. I've even been guilty of forgetting mine once, and yeah, you know what? It threw off my rhythm, and I just wish I brought my own tools, which means that I was ready to go in the moment when I got in my lane. Now, this video right here can help you take the next step. Click on it, and you'll get tips and tactics and strategies to improve your shooting and crush it every time you go to the range. So I'll see you there.